You and I know there are so many popular and mainstream anime that almost everyone knows about. Maybe you're running out of anime titles to watch and you're in a dilemma to pick a random show that no one else has recommended yet. Don't you worry, we got you covered here. Welcome to Anime Browser, and today we're covering the top 20 unknown anime that you probably never heard of. So let the countdown of our 20 underrated and unknown anime that you need to watch begin. Number 20, Makai, also known as Devils and Realist. One day, William discovers that his uncle lost his possessions after his business went down. In order to save his family's name, William returns home and starts looking for something that can turn into cash. In his search, he discovers an underground room left by his ancestor. This room is sealed with magic, and William unexpectedly summons a devil. The devil's name is Dantalion, and uncovers that William is the designator who can choose the acting ruler of the demon world. Number 19, Tsuki Ga Kirei. Here's an unknown anime where a romance story will form between two shy high school students. This is their final year of junior high, and fate put forth Kotaro Azumi and Akane Mizuno in the same class. Though they are complete strangers, a few encounters will ignite an innocent desire within their hearts. Hence, their yearning gazes and fluttering hearts will give birth to a love story in their lives as fate brings together their paths to a cross. Number 18, Overdrive. Unfortunately, despite being a high school student, Shinozaki Mikoto doesn't know how to ride a bike. He will join a bicycle club and start practicing. Upon learning and while he pedals along, a dream starts mingling in his mind, which is to be the top racer. Undoubtedly, his path toward grace made him experience hardships and failures. But now it's time for a new achievement to be recorded in the history of Tour de France. The top racer in this famous competition will be a Japanese boy named Shinozaki Mikoto. Number 17, Mayo Chiki. You've been warned. Harem and ecchi themes are included in this unknown anime. Mayo Chiki is all about when you've got acute gynophobia, an abnormal fear of women. Hence, even a pretty girl can be a malady, and the sparring partner for this family of female wrestlers, Sakamichi Kinjiro, has the worst case ever. Number 16, Tsuritama. Yuki, due to his poor communication skills, never succeeded in making any real friends. Haru, who attempts to teach Yuki fishing, Natsuki, an irritable local, and Akira, who initially watches everyone from a distance. The story follows these four as they adventure on an island while fishing. Number 15, Druaga No Tou, also known as the Tower of Druaga. In the summer, thanks to a divine protection, all demons in the tower lose their power. The country of Urk starts an invasion of the tower in order to eliminate the demons. The army knows that this is the chance to put an end to the monster Druaga once and for all. The army soldiers aren't the only ones in the tower, as there are some other groups, each with a specific agenda. So how will things play out during this unusual summer? Number 14, ZX Ignition. The story of this anime is set in the not-so-distant future. 5 black points in an instant start appearing around the world as the gates to the parallel worlds. Hence, immediately after this phenomenon, very strange beings start their invasion from these gates. These creatures are the inhabitants of 5 worlds, which are the same worlds but in different time frames. So in order to ensure their own future survival, each of the 5 invasion forces fights to eliminate the other future world out. Number 13, Rail Wars. Rail Wars follows Naoto Takayama, who wants to become an employee for Japan National Railways because of the comfortable life it will enable him. In order to reach his aim, he joins its training program, where he and some students must show their knowledge of trains as well as their skill to encounter any challenge that might happen. Number 12, Coppelion. In 2016, a meltdown of a nuclear power plant caused a big catastrophe in Tokyo. 20 years later, the city has become a ghost town due to the high levels of radiation. From that area, a distress signal is received. The self-defense force dispatches 3 girls from the special unit Coppelion to search for survivors. But why aren't they wearing any protection against radiation? Number 11, Natsu No Arashi. Yasaka is a young boy who spends his summer vacation at his grandfather's house. One day in a store, he met the pretty girl Arashi who works there. Simultaneously, a man arrives and forces her to get back to her home. Yasaka helps her by running away with her, and now she stays at his grandpa's place with him. After a while, it turns out that she's not an ordinary girl, as she possesses mysterious powers. Number 10, the daughter of 20 faces. Chiko is the daughter of a rich Mikamo family who has to live with her aunt and uncle after her parents' death. Her aunt is greedy and wants to inherit the Mikamo family's wealth, hence she gives Chiko poisoned food. One day, however, she's kidnapped by the Nijo Menso, 20 faces, and decides to join his clan. Number 9, Library Wars. Library Wars depicts the story of Kasahara Iku, the first girl to join the library task force. Set in the year 2019 in Japan, in order to crack down on free expression, a new law is passed which allows for the government to create an armed force to find and destroy objectable printed material. Meanwhile, to oppose this oppressive crackdown, the library force is created. The library task force is to protect the libraries. Hence, a fierce battle then ensues between these two groups. Number 8, Donten ni Warau, also known as Laughing Under the Clouds. The mighty samurai inhabitants start to decrease due to the new established law that bans using swords. Hence, there's still some people who are rebelling against this law, causing violent disturbance all over the countryside. To fight against the rising criminal activities, an unbreakable lake prison was constructed. Therefore, 3 young men were in charge of delivering criminals at their place of confinement. But could there be more to their mask than meets the eye? Number 7, Qualidea Code. The anime highlights the story of a world where humanity continues their war against the unknown, the enemy of humanity which tries to overthrow the human race and forces the world to collapse. Hence, children who were saved and been asleep for decades wake up from their slumber to learn that now they possess supernatural forces. So their mission now is to protect the country and fight against the unknown. Number 6, Tatsugachiro Nanana no Maizoukin, also known as Nanana's Buried Treasure. This anime follows a teenage boy, Jugoyama, who moves into an island on an artificial island only to discover that it is haunted by a ghost. The ghost is Nanana, a girl who was killed a long time ago. With his high school's adventure club, he goes on a treasure hunt for the mysterious Nanana collection. Number 5, Peacemaker Kurogane. Ichimura wants to be strong in order to quench his thirst of revenge caused by the murder of his parents. To do so, he wants to join the Shinsengumi. However, Ichimura's kindness makes him unable to cut down whoever threatened peace and the Shinsengumi. Being a Shinsengumi member, he's about to know the harsh reality of blood and pain that he must face. Number 4. Togainu No Chi. The Third World War left Japan in ruins, and now Tokyo is controlled by an organization known as Viskio. Often there are battle games known as Igura that takes place in Tokyo back alleys. One day, an undefeated street fighting champion is imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit, but is soon approached by two strangers who promise him freedom. The terms? That he signs up for the deadly battle game, Igura. Number 3. Sands of Destruction. Morote is a lonely beauty with an axe to grind and a grudge against the world. Her brother died in the war between men and beasts, and now she's out to make everyone pay for her loss. That's where Kirei comes in. This wandering cook may hold the key to unlocking the Destruct Code, a mysterious orb capable of eradicating everything in existence. Hence, the fate of the planet hangs in the balance, but these heroes would rather destroy the world than save it. Number 2. Rainbow, Nisha Rokubo no Shininin. If you've already watched the Prison Break TV series, you will absolutely stumble upon so many similarities with the Rainbow anime series. Set in 1955, the anime follows the story of 7 teenagers locked in a reformatory, waiting for a ray of light in a daily hell of suffering and humiliation, focusing especially on how they face their life once they regain freedom. Number 1. The Law of Ueki. Kosuke Ueki gets chosen by a celestial king to battle in a tournament. Embodied with the power to turn garbage into trees, Kosuke will be joining in the battle against other students in this selection. Hence, this tournament will make the students pit their powers against the rest, with a reward of the blank talent giving motive for students to win. Thanks for watching. So which of these underrated and unknown anime did you watch? And for more top 10 and top 20 picks, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified by our latest videos. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time. Sayonara.